In this video, we're going to be talking about shot selection, technique of shot selection, and even course management as well, because over the next 3 holes, I'm going to be using 3 clubs only. I'm going to be using an app that's basically going to nominate the golf clubs for me that I've got to use over the next 3 holes. Now, the reason for this is to put yourself into some situations that you wouldn't normally be in the rough with a 4-iron, off the tee with a wedge, whatever it's going to be, but trying to maybe break down that hole in terms of distance, in terms of dogleg, in terms of danger, using those 3 clubs. We're going to be talking about shots coming from the back of the stance, from the front of the stance. So I think this is a series of videos where you can all learn a lot, but also think outside the box, get creative, get imaginative. And this is the series of videos that are massively going to do that. So to get started, we're going to spin the wheel 3 times, and those are the clubs that I'm going to be using for the duration of this video. Right, first club out is an 8-iron. Right, second club out is a... Oh, I nearly had 4-iron. Pitching wedge. Third club out is a... driver. Oh, that's all right. So driver, pitching wedge, 8-iron. Pretty solid that. And what I should say as well is we are going to keep the putter in the bag, so it's kind of 4 clubs, but you know what I mean, 3 clubs from tee to green. Right, I'm pretty happy with that. Driver, let's go. Right, driver is out. So thinking about this hole, as I said before, it's driver, lob wedge, normal. So I'm going to have a driver, pitching wedge. I've got to hit the fairway first though. If I hit this into the trees, an 8-iron or a wedge is not going to be a great shot for getting the low one out of the trees. So this is a really tight fairway for me. It's super narrow, moves from right to left, and I hit a big fade now with the driver, and I certainly can't go over the trees in front of me. So this is a really difficult tee shot for me at the moment. I'm going to try and keep my lower body a little bit more stable through the impact zone and just let my hands just try and create that little bit of draw shape, because for me, slowing down the lower body prevents the club from getting as much on the outside on the way down. So if I just slow my lower body down, just let my arms just kind of work it more from the inside, I should be able to at least straighten it up. So put a bit further back in my stance so I get it a bit earlier into the arc, also helps the draw. That's pretty good, to be fair. There's a bunker down the right. In these wet conditions, it should have stopped before that bunker. But I'm pretty happy with that. As a first swing of the day and trying to really make sure I don't go fadey with it, I'm happy with that. Oh, it's definitely a wedge. 110 yards. Right, I suppose the good thing about that tee shot is I didn't need to hit it hard because this is a 130 club. So the closer I get, the more awkward that second shot becomes. A bit further back, 110, downwind. It's quite a strong downwind as well. I'm not sure you'll be able to tell really, but it's quite a strong old downwind that. And the flag, by the way, is in the water. It's at the back of the green. So I'm just going to really play this safe. I'm going to play a 100-yard shot, because the last thing I want to do is go long. Oh, stop. I think it's gone long, but it's not in the water long. I think I can still see the very top edge of the ball. I might be on the back fringe. Wow. Greenkeepers have been out, the greens are cut. Let's see how fast they are. Now, like I said, I do think this is a fantastic style of video to learn about different shots, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to learn loads from this already. I'm surprised by how far that shot went compared to kind of how the swing and the speed actually felt. This part of the video is not massively important. Obviously, it's nice if we can score quite well for the 3 holes, that would be great as well. Oh, give the cutting of the greens a little bit too much respect. Right. We're in for 3. Next hole is about 110 yards, so quite similar to that last shot we played with a different wind direction. See how we deal with it. Right, this shot's not quite as scary as the approach shot on the last because there's no water behind There is, however, water in front. 124. It's not a million miles away from a full shot. Wind's hard off the off the right, really. So I'm just going to try and hold it. I've held it, it's not really moved, to be honest. We're on the green. It's about pin high-ish. It's all right. Right, on the green, pretty safe and sound. You can probably tell from the distance I am over the flag. It's probably just it's a perfect gap wedge. That's that shot, that distance there. Didn't quite take enough off it, but at the same time, from a course management perspective, I'm on the green. I've got a couple of putts for par. Anything too kind of optimistic, and I could have dunked it straight into the water. Right, there's a little bit of a foam that's been left from the greenkeeper there. I'm just going to go on the outside of that. Or inside of that. Outside would have been perfect though. Right, par 5 next. This is a great hole. Definitely a 3-shot hole, obviously, driver, 8-iron and a wedge, but I need to make sure, A, I hit the fairway, first of all, and then B, I leave it in a position where I can leave a simpler 3rd shot with the wedge. 3rd and final hole. Imagine finishing on a birdie here. It's a long one today. It's going to be straight into the wind as well, which, weirdly enough, might suit me a little bit, because I could probably just hit a full 8-iron 2nd shot, or at least a 3/4, and leave a 3/4 wedge in. First of all though, stop overlooking it. I'm very confident with the driver at the moment, so I'm not even thinking about it, but I'm going to try and peel one off that left side. Wind's kind of into and off the left as well, so the little peeler should be easier. I think that rhymed. Little peeler was easier. Middle of the fairway. It's gone absolutely nowhere. That is a strong wind. Right, this is where the watch comes into its own. I can't see a thing. There's a huge kind of ridge in front of me. The green is kind of down and behind it. 240 to the middle of the green. Obviously can't get there with an 8-iron or a wedge. Wedge for me is 135. Probably into this wind today, it's probably going to go about 125. So if I can hit this one, little punchy 8-iron out there to maybe 125 as well, leave myself inside of kind of that sort of distance. Basically from 240, really, I could just hit 2 punchy wedges. Okay, but the reason why I wouldn't do that, because if I get it slightly wrong and I leave it at like 130, 140 into wind, the wedge is not going to reach for my 3rd. At least if I slightly overhit it, I can definitely reach with my 3rd. And that's the key as well. I can play to the perfect yardages all the time, but I'm not going to hit it perfectly all the time, or at least I probably won't hit it perfectly all the time. So I'm going to try and hit this no more than about 130. So just a very short, punchy 8-iron. At least if I get it wrong, I'll still be in a region where I can get a wedge to the green. It was a pure punch. Should be in the middle of the fairway. That was nice, that. Enjoyed it. Right, so I absolutely pured it. I've got 95 yards to the middle of the green. Flag's just past it, so maybe, I mean, I'm not going to play any more than 95 yards anyway, to be honest. So now I've just got to try and feel in a 95 yarder, similar to the very first hole we had. Kind of, obviously a lot shorter than the 2nd hole. So I've hit this shot a couple of times today already, which provides great practice. I've hit one downwind, I've hit one with a crosswind, and now I'm hitting one with kind of downhill, slightly into a crosswind as well. So really good practice for this shot so far. Needs to sit. Oh, it did sit as well. Spin back. Oh, it's not spun that much. Beautiful shot that. That was really nice. Got better at this shot as the round went on. This is a nice one. Good little approach shot in. Leaves me with about 3, 6, about 7 feet to go 1 under par for this little video. That's exciting. That sort of shot to me, 95 yards, kind of downhill, playing a bit shorter. A lot of it is your own interpretation of how you play the shot. I'm not the type of golfer, and only because I don't practice enough or at all, where I can think about the length of swing that I need for a particular shot. For me, it's more of an understanding of the shot. So I try and almost, to me, that was like it's gonna sound a bit silly, but like a long pitch. That's why you kind of just saw me kind of have a really short follow through the golf ball. Just feels like I'm playing like a long stabby pitch. Also, because the ground is wet, I just overemphasize in my mind as well the importance of the ball striking. Because again, that is the most important thing. You get the strike right, especially on wetter ground. That's how you're going to get the ball kind of on the green. It's a great one. It's a great learning curve for winter. Right then, slightly downhill. Not moving a whole amount though, to be honest. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. 1 under par. 3 clubs, 3 holes. I hope you've learned a lot. I've learned a few things as well from playing that. I've enjoyed that. Stay tuned. Next time out, we're going to be doing the same again. 3 clubs, 3 different clubs, I presume, because we're going to be spinning the wheel. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Massive thank you to the Bristol Golf Club, keeping the golf course in incredible condition. Hats off to the greenkeepers. No Ryder Cup pun intended.